chains and set us free. Riders on the prairie, wild and free. Bows and arrows, cold 45's decree. No more tyranny, no more lies. Under open skies we rise. Fight, fight, fight till we reclaim the night. Cowboys and Indians in the blazing light. Fight, fight, fight till the dawn is near. We'll never live in fear. On the blood moon, we all unite. Horses thunder in the night. No longer slaves to the empire's might. Strength in numbers, strength in rise. We'll rise. On the blood moon, we unite. Horses thunder in the night.
Welcome, Patriots, to another episode of the Cowboys and Indians podcast. With us today, of course, my co-host, Steve Loves Ammo. You can call him Steve. How you doing today, Steve?
Brother man, I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing quite well. And, of course, Eddie Smith, the co-creator of the Patriots Prayer Network, we have on today. I wanted to give him a little bit of time because he was one of the lucky ones that was able to go to inauguration, represent the Patriots Prayer Network. Steve and I were a little, couldn't really afford it.
Unblessed. Unblessed is good.
Yeah, unblessed. we couldn't make it, unfortunately.
But I went anyway.
Yeah.
I could not afford it, but it
How cold was it, Eddie?
I had on a full bodysuit underneath my regular suit, so it was cold.
Oh, okay.
It was cold. It was definitely cold, but it was cool though, brother. The whole town, right? I'm from there, so I kind of know how left wing it is, and I didn't know what to expect, And it was 8-1, 9-1 Trump supporters. And they were just military everywhere, barricades up. It was wild, and so we were all heading to the inauguration, and I had some friends with work fly out, and they were like, they didn't know, what kind of treatment we were going to get when we got there. They thought they were just going to go in. And
Eddie got the high class treatment. He was one of the special folks.
Oh, okay.
We got, listen, this is how it was, right? So I didn't even really know it was going to be like this. So we got there and they had the streets all cordoned off, and they made it to where you only had one path to walk. Well, the VIP entrance where like congressmen and that sort of thing go, were over on this side of the building. The only way to get to it was through the barricade. And there's guys, with heavy artillery there and literal tanks and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Were the National Guardsmen armed there, or did they have like rifles?
No, they were armed, bro, and they had big guns. I mean, it was wild. So everybody met on 9th and H Street in DC, and there was like a line that was like 9-10 blocks long, and I don't even know. So many people, and we're like, how the hell are we gonna get through this? And Michaela walks up. And she has
Michaela Montgomery. You guys need, if you don't know who Michaela Montgomery is, look her up. She is a firecracker. Holy smokes. She is one of those that just it's an experience being around her and listening to her, and it's just really, really cool. She's been busy. She was going to do a podcast here on the Patriots Prayer Network, but she got too busy. She's like working for the Trump team or something. Is that right?
Yeah, she can't actually have a podcast while she's a member of the Trump campaign, and now she works for the Trump administration. As you see there, we're in the box seats, but I'm jumping ahead. So the thing is, where's that other layout at? There it is. So we're standing in front of this barricade, and we see the place we got to go, but there's military men, big old SWAT looking tank things in the middle of the street. How the hell are we going to get through this? Michaela walks up. There's like 20 of us. Michaela walks up, flashes this White House looking badge thing, and they just open the barricades up, bro. Like the
Damn.
military, Secret Service comes out, the whole. I was blown away. I was like, okay, I'm just all right. I expected this. I didn't expect none of it.
You was expecting a Tiananmen Square or something, right?
I was expecting Antifa and BLM and all sorts of things that
I think there were a lot of people that was expecting it. How was the general atmosphere there, Eddie?
Oh my God, dude. It was a giant celebration for about 3 days.
That's
every
incredible.
restaurant, every place you went, people were just over the mountain. I mean, I talked to so many people, and they were not just, it was of every kind of people, every demographic was represented.
Are you telling me that it wasn't a bunch of white supremacists in Klan hoods doing the Roman salute? What?
I didn't.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'll talk to you about that too, because I knew that was going to happen. As soon as he did that, I knew that was going to happen. But we were walking through this Red Sea style parting of these barricades, and there are people yelling, "What the hell makes them so special?" and blah blah blah. You know,
Oh, that's funny.
and so I just
you should have just said it's because I'm white. I'm one of the white
white
men.
privilege, bro.
I
That's
said,
gotta
you
do.
don't.
I still have my white privilege card. I haven't used it yet.
I said, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. But yeah, man, we got inside, and then Congressman Hall, who was with us, he couldn't even get through the barricade, but Michaela was able to get him through. So he went in, and he went to several box. They have these big box suites in Capital One Center, big old suites, you know, champagne and food and leather seats that resounds back and the whole thing, bro. And I'm like, all right, we go in. I got 2 people from my work, and they're like, well, where are we going to go sit? And I said, right here. Right here. And all your food's over here. You got chicken wings. You got something to eat. There's cheese. There's stuff in the fridge, private restroom. And we're in this big ass, looking right down at the stage. And they just didn't know how to react, bro. It was nuts. And when Elon did that whole thing, right, I said, oh,
my heart goes out to you.
I said, if you listen to the video,
Nazi salute.
If you listen to the video, you're hearing me on the video as soon as he does it, right? And if you listen to the background, you'll hear me say, as I was recording, I said, oh shit, they're gonna tear him up for that one.
But the good thing is now that we have,
oh
I knew they were going to though.
Now that we have control of a lot of the narrative, they can't get away with that anymore. It gets immediately debunked. And I mean, yeah, there were some lefties that went like viral. They got a couple million hits, but the thing is that they went viral because people were telling them you're stupid.
Yes, dude. And like, okay, so they're pulling this out and they're saying, oh, well, Elon Musk did like that. He's a Nazi. While you're posting this on X, does that make you a Nazi sympathizer? Come on, guys! Like, oh my god,
I didn't think of that, but
ridiculous.
That's true.
Got it right here in the brain, partner.
I went to the presidential podium inside of the Liberty Ball, and then I did the same thing in front of
the lectern.
Yeah, the presidential lectern. I got pictures of me, and I was up there.
Did you pick it up and move it?
I didn't move it or nothing like that, but I just, I already knew what they were going to do. So I just had fun with it. I don't care. And people laughed about it. We all knew what it really was. And then as you see, I ran into Riley Gaines and Terrence K. Williams and Laura Loomer. She was out there, and she was out there doing a bunch of interviews out front. By the time we got to the Liberty Ball, she had already changed all of her clothes, and she's a quick mover. I don't know how she got to where she was going and back, but she did.
I'll tell you what, Eddie, we should actually record an entire segment on this. And that way we can kind of run through all of the fun events. I know that we have a guest waiting.
Short, we will have Riley Gaines on though. We will have Riley Gaines.
Man of the hour. We need to bring him up.
All right.
Yes, sir. Bring him up.
I'm holding you to that, Riley Gaines.
Yeah, Riley Gaines is coming on.
All right.
I got her phone number. I got her email address. I got everything. So
you got her digits.
I got her digits. Yes. Guys, this is author, Ranger, J6er, newly pardoned, newly free man, and newly a member of the Patriots Prayer Network with his new podcast that will be called Got Your Six. Robert Morse, aka the Lego Man. So there it is.
What's going on? How's it going, gentlemen?
What's up, brother?
Congratulations, brother.
Hey, thank you very much.
So happy for you, man, and so many others.
Hey, it
dude.
feels good. It feels good to be free.
There it is, man. There it is. Guys, I'm going to leave you to this interview, and I'm out. I'll watch from here. Have a great one, Robert. We'll talk soon.
Eddie, thanks for coming on, man. Man, Eddie's a
My
good guy.
mic's falling
Hey,
off for you.
so Rob. Oh no,
Oh, did he drop off?
he dropped out.
He'll hit the link and come right back in.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was about
He'll
to
be
say,
back.
like, right when we start to interview him. Oh my god, dude, I'm looking like a fucking soup sandwich right now. I'm just gonna hold it like this for the rest of the show.
What did you do? You broke it.
Dude, I don't fucking know. Like, I was just like moving. It's like the threads. I don't know if they're stripped or not. Oh my god, I feel so bad right now. And I'm sure when we do Opus clips, it's probably going to bring this up. It's like Steve's malfunction moment or some stupid shit. All right, hopefully it doesn't fall. Fuck.
All right, man of the hour. We have Robert Lego Man Morse. So, real quick question. Now that you're free, what's up with the Lego Man?
So the Lego Man was a moniker that the internet never forgot, that I kind of just inherited, I guess, after the FBI ransacked my apartment and found a Lego model kit of the United States Capitol.
Yes.
And they try to pin the whole thing on me and said that I'm the one who planned January 6th with my Legos.
Dude, yes, there were so many memes that came out after that, bro.
Yes,
Like,
can you believe
like,
that?
They made like Lego sets with the Capitol, and oh my god. I
It's
know.
terrible.
You started a whole movement.
I know, right? Yeah. So the Lego Man was born, and I'm not going to ever forget it because it was a little shred of dark comedy that came out of this whole thing. But what I will say is that it goes to show how far that corrupt government was willing to go in order to make their narrative make sense, which obviously it doesn't. So it was nice. I'm not letting it go, and I'm really excited to contribute to the Patriot Prayer Network as the Lego Man in chief. And start to fix history with spreading the good news.
Bro, I love this. So I want to say a couple things. First, congratulations on the pardon. Second, thank you for your service, Army veteran here. He's breaking up.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. Okay, he's back.
And then thirdly, January 6th was the biggest hoax in American history. It was fully entrapment. The American government set everybody up with this. This is Democrats and Republicans that have done this. And I remember seeing live video of BG on the scene on January 6th with these Capitol Police allowing everybody in and the shaman getting escorted throughout the entire Capitol. All of this lining up. And then Devin Nunes, he, on the record, stated that when the Capitol building was being evacuated underneath the tunnels, that he saw politicians high-fiving and saying we did it. So this was a complete setup. And I cannot, yes, exactly. So I didn't know if you knew that.
Well,
I remember Devin Nunes saying that.
You gotta, that is not something that we reference in the book. One question remains. But if you're big into trying to expose how much of a lobster trap January 6th was, you and everybody that listens to you would enjoy the book that Kelly Meggs and I, the leader of the Florida Oath Keepers chapter, and I wrote in prison in 2023. The book got smuggled out of prison and is now available on Amazon. It's called One Question Remains, where it essentially dissects exactly how that day was a lobster trap, and it names names, it connects the dots, and its goal, and I think it's very effective at thus far, removing people from the matrix so that they can finally see what January 6th was.
Definitely. There's so many things that need to be exposed, and the only reason that Biden gave the preemptive pardons to Liz Cheney, and I don't know who else throughout the January 6th committee, is because he knows this was a setup.
He knows they had a role to play. They're the ones. They're the real insurrectionists.
Yes.
They're the real domestic terrorists. Oh yeah. Hey, did we lose Eddie? I don't see him in here anymore.
Eddie's behind the scenes right now.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
you. Well, hey, you know,
Yeah,
he has been kind enough to extend the offer for me to join you guys in spreading the good news. And I will say that I'm going to make you proud with an opportunity to promote January 6th with Got Your Six. And I can tell you that bringing truth to the surface is going to be a priority of mine, not just with January 6th, but, you know, with multiple different demographics, whether it be veterans, young folks, or small business owners. We're going to be able to set the record straight about what happened in 2020 with the election, with the pandemic, with January 6th. And I'm going to feature individuals whose story might have gone unheard of until now, who see through the lies, see through the drama, and understand that not only was January 6th a lobster trap, but so was the vaccine mandates. So
Yes, sir.
was all of the things that, you know, the fear porn of, you know, staying in your homes and everything like that during the 2020 stuff. Because I think as much as they tried to shut America up, that's when we found our strength as a country. And that's where the seeds were being sown for us to rise up and give a mandate to not only put Trump back in the White House in 2024, but to remain a country that doesn't play with communist dictators. We will reject cultural Marxism from here on out. And that is something that you are going to find on my show every single day, the average ordinary American who is 100% on our page. And so we can spread that liberty. I don't want to call it virus, let's say infection, if you will, because it does infect you and it makes you a better man.
Yeah.
And we're going to also talk about how liberty from tyranny is synonymous with liberty from sin. And there's only one way to do that, and that's accepting Jesus Christ in your heart and picking up your cross and following him.
Man, you're my kind of man. I'm really excited to work alongside you. And I mean, in all reality, this is why we started this is exactly why we started the network, the Patriots Prayer Network. We follow Jesus Christ here and promote his good word.
Yes.
But we have to save the country, and we have to take back the narrative, and we do that by promoting the truth. Regardless of the feelings, you know, if the truth hurts, you're probably doing something wrong. So it sounds like your podcast is going to be really interesting. Guys, I will put the link to his book down below. I'm actually going to have to go through and put it in the various platforms we are streaming on, but I will post on all those. Robert, man, if you could tell your story in just 5 minutes, your elevator pitch story, just to kind of give everybody a little bit of why you're in the position that you are. Could you go ahead and let our viewers know?
Sure. So I grew up in Reno, Nevada. I joined the Army. I left home at 17, joined the Army, became an airborne ranger, went to Afghanistan 3 times on 3 combat deployments, used my GI Bill from the Army to go to college to become a high school history teacher, got a secondary education degree from Penn State. I made sure that, you know, the impact that I was going to have, you know, from the military would serve me well in the classroom. And I didn't mind being the lone Republican in the school districts here in America. That's okay. I've been a Lone Ranger before. So I decided to do that. And I had got my degree from Penn State on December 19th, 2020. And then 2 weeks later, I found myself at the Capitol. So for those following 6 months, as I was a hunted man, I literally showed up to work at a high school in Pittsburgh in a suit and tie every single day and taught history. And so it was kind of like a waiting game until my life was going to be destroyed. But I didn't deviate course. I know that God put me on this earth to be a teacher. And what do you know? The feds waited until the last day of school to arrest me, because in their own words that I later found a year and a half after my arrest and the discovery that I should have seen upon my arrest, they admitted that arresting me on the last day of school was going to hurt me more. So that's when they decided to clip my wings, but that's okay. It's only motivated me to become a better man, a better American, and a better follower of Christ. That's what happened while I was locked up.
Man.
I invested all of my free time and energy into renewing myself and to letting Jesus into my heart more than I ever had before. And so the entire time that I've been locked up, you know, I spent my time reading books, creating my own literature, and reinventing myself into a better version of myself as before. You can find a lot of my work on the website known as www.akathelego.com, where the literature that I produced, or like for example, the recommended code of ethics and conduct for January Sixers is on there. Interviews that are on there, books that I recommend every freedom-loving American to read are on there. My sentencing speech to my judge is on there. And then you'll also find an opportunity to find my book that, I wrote with Kelly Meggs in prison called One Question Remains, as well as if you want to express your freedom as something simple and cute. There's also customizable Lego bricks for sale on there that you can literally, yes,
That's so
customize
funny.
the color and the name for up to 7 characters. So if you have any favorite January Sixers of yours, you can have those names put on a Lego brick, and you can find that on my website. So I'm a dynamic character. Things have happened fast. I've been an airborne ranger, a Penn State grad, high school history teacher, now political prisoner, author. I've also painted murals. I've also transcribed Civil War journals. And so I've had a very full life that God has blessed me with, but it's all linked to a desire to spread the truth, a desire to educate people on how amazing and beautiful our American heritage really is, and to try and let people know that Jesus Christ is trustworthy and he'll change your life and break your heart for all the right reasons.
Oh man. Well, there's no spiritual growth without struggle. So it
Yes.
sounds like you took full advantage of the opportunity laid before you, even though there was a lot of struggle in that. But it sounds to me like you've served your country in more than one way, not just in the armed forces, but now also serving as a believer in Christ and a patriot of this great nation to serve the truth to the people. So I'm really excited for your podcast. I have to get a copy of your book. Maybe I can get a signed copy. You
definitely will. You definitely will.
Are you getting yours?
All right, cool.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Man, that's amazing.
Well, hey, gentlemen, it's been an absolute honor and a pleasure to be on your show tonight. I do sadly have to go because I'm about to take my smoking hot girlfriend on a date.
Nice. Well deserved, brother. Well deserved.
Hey, she earned that, not me, man. She's been a fighter for me the whole time, so she's earned that.
Well, it's good to hear. As a free man, Robert, I'm really excited that you get to go enjoy your life. So go do that. Enjoy the time with your girlfriend. And we'll see you soon and be working with you. So you guys look out for his podcast. Got Your
definitely.
Six. Read his book. One Question Remains. It is full of the truth about what happened on January 6th. So be sure to check that out. Robert, thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, God bless you guys. It's been an honor talking to you. We'll be in touch soon.
Oh yeah.
Coworkers.
Right on, bro.
Yeah. All right. God bless you guys. Take it easy. Thank you very much.
God bless.
Thank you.
He's a cool guy. Oh, your internet is acting up today, man. Elon Musk fix his internet. Did you go clean off the Starlink because of all the snow and shit?
No, so it was covered in snow and but the Starlink it has its own feature where if it gets too cold, it has internal heaters where it'll heat it up. So I didn't lose internet or anything, but I don't know. It's just those damn satellites that are rotating around the flat disk of Earth.
Oh man, this guy. Well, I was reading Jim here. He said, "Is he concerned Krasner will find a way to charge him in Pennsylvania?" Heard that Soros' lawyer is up to some shit. I'm sure that there's going to be some pushback. We have to expect pushback from these evil communists and leftists, these George Soros prosecutors and things of that nature. There is going to be pushback, so we do have to be aware of it,
definitely.
and we have to take the narrative back in every way possible. So that includes figuring out what they're up to. So Jim, thank you for the comment here and just kind of bringing this to light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these Soros PAs, bro, they're corrupt as fuck. That's the biggest stain in this country. Well, not the biggest, but probably one of the biggest stains is George Soros, and the infiltration on the media and the legal system. It's dude, that needs to be flushed out. It's a cancer.
Communists are sneaky because a lot of them are weak. They're the kind of people that don't have honor, so they'll do anything to win. It's like they're like the worm tongue types. If you guys have ever watched Lord of the Rings, and you see what was his name?
I'm trying to recall.
Wormtongue was that character who whispered in the king's ear and like poisoned him, basically made him like super old until Gandalf came and saved him. I can't remember. It's the King of Rohan. I wish I was more of a nerd.
He's saying Bilbo? I don't know.
No, it's not Bilbo. No. The King of Rohan. This
dude, I love Truthful Troll. He always comes up with the best comments. Man, he gets.
But yeah, these communists are like they're weak, cowardly men, and or subverted women who will do anything to win, and that includes, taking power in subversive ways that undermine our norms as a country.
Right.
Theoden. Oh my God, I cannot read at all. I'm half retarded, you guys, when it comes to reading, so forgive me.
Yeah, Theoden. So I'm going to use my executive white privilege as Theoden.
King Theoden. Okay. So Wormtongue would whisper in his ear, and he was just one of those really sneaky, evil beta male types that.
Right.
I was not prepared to show a video of that, but that's what communists do. It's sick. And they've infiltrated all kinds of our country, including our schools, including, teaching our kids. So yeah, it's a serious problem that we're going to have to disinfect from our country. We are going to have to we're going to have to find these people and boot them out of their positions of power, because when they say there's no truth but power, they mean it. That's their worldview. They are projecting. They believe they will project all of that onto you and then do anything to subvert your power or your authority. And they'll do that in nasty, disgusting ways, including setting up patriots like Robert Morse there in January 6th, and then construing this narrative backed by media for years that all of these people were evil white supremacist terrorists that wanted to overthrow our country. And it's like, no, these people were trying to save our country. And I mean, a lot of them, he was a freaking high school teacher. I mean, granted, he was in the military beforehand, but still, I mean, this guy wasn't going there to overthrow the damn government. It's crazy.
Dude, it's like, no one had a weapon, right? Except for Antifa and whatever other BLM infiltrators were. If we really wanted to overthrow the government, we would have, right? This is a protest that people, like, what do you call it? A lobster trap? It's entrapment, essentially, that led people in, and what they were trying to do is make Trump to be a monster, and the people saw through it. And all of the footage that I saw on J6, dude, like from BG on the scene, it was crazy. So, dude, I never believed it for 1 second, and I believe half of the country didn't. And every single sham trial or the committee, every time they tried to play it on prime time TV, like they tried to orchestrate some huge, like, oh, this is worse than 9/11 or Pearl Harbor type scenario, and people saw through
Kamala
that.
Harris literally went out in one of her speeches and compared January 6th to Pearl Harbor and 9/11. I mean, she said those back to back. It is one of the dumbest statements you could possibly make. I mean, there's no comparison in any way, shape, or form. But they tried, and it worked for years. That's why it took so many years to get all of these pardons out, because we had a complicit Republican Party and a complicit Democrat Party that were just allowing this bullshit to happen. That's why they allowed the J6 committee to destroy evidence and to frame these people. This wasn't a committee that was going out to seek the truth and what really happened that day. They were going out to do the dirty work of the freaking communists trying to overthrow this country, to subvert the truth and cover up their own crimes. And then they destroyed the evidence afterwards. So all of them should be in prison because they were conspiring against the rights of the American people. It is disgusting. And I'm waiting for a lot of this stuff to come out. I'm so glad that he's joining the Patriots Prayer Network, because in all reality, this is our goal. We want to get the truth out, and we want to take the narrative back from the mainstream media, because they have ruined their credibility. And the only way we can do that is if you guys share this podcast. I mean, right now we're on the brink of becoming more successful, right? I mean, we're successful on Twitter, or X rather, and we're trying to get more involved and be able to do this. But in order to do that, we have to have a successful podcast. We have to be able to afford to go out to CPAC. I mean, everybody who's going out to CPAC next month for the Patriots Prayer Network, we're paying for this out of pocket, and out of our regular everyday jobs. I mean, we're not rolling in the dough on Twitter enough to just go on fancy vacations. No, this is work. We are going to be paying out of pocket to go get a hotel, rental car, to actually fly out there for a week, to take a week off of work. Our families are going to be relying on us to be successful in what we do. Correct. So we're doing everything we can to not only bring you guys good guests, but to let you know the truth as close as we can find it. And I mean, just really take back the narrative, and to bring Americans together again, to bring patriots together. That's why I started the entire Tribe of Patriots thing, because I believe that you're not going to lone wolf this revolution, you guys. There's no way to do that. We have to have a whole tribe of patriots going together and have the common goal of taking back our country and honoring the Constitution and our founding fathers, and exactly what we need as a nation to move forward to fix this rot that has corrupted so many of our institutions.
Definitely, dude. I totally agree. And so I don't know if you ever heard the term of what Donald Trump said. We caught them all. Have you ever heard that before?
Yes. When he was talking, when he was talking about like find the riggers. Do you remember that truth?
Those damn riggers. But anyways, he's speaking about the 2020 election, right? But I guarantee you, he knows everything about J6. And there's a lot of people that were talking about the Space Force was utilized for both of these events. There was a lot of information that was gathered. I don't know how true that is, but I do kind of question, and it's kind of a legitimate timing, because the capabilities of being able to hack into satellites and actually downloading data off to the side could have been done. But I don't know. All I do know is that Trump does know everything, and there's a lot of people. There's people that I've talked to that actually still have files and things, etc., from the 2020 election, and it's going to be revealed soon. So these next 4 years are going to be groundbreaking, in my opinion, and it's already starting. You're seeing this right now with over 300 violent illegals that were arrested just yesterday by Tom Homan's deportation program. The southern border, they're sending 10,000 troops to the southern border right now to start guarding the border. There's so many things that are going on, and it's fast paced. And we don't even have Pam Bondi or Kash Patel confirmed yet. Wait till that happens. Kash Patel, I believe, is the 29th. Cash, maybe Pam Bondi the 29th. But anyways, about a week away, right? So it has to be done. This is the make or break time. And if people don't get arrested and actually sent to prison, then I'm going to be incredibly disappointed, because we need to swing the hammer of justice and make it so painful for them that they can never recover.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, well said. I fully agree. It's now or never, as far as I'm concerned. This is the last ditch effort by the American people to actually have representation that stops this uniparty damage that has been done to the American people for so long. I mean, they've already put us $36 trillion in debt, and I mean, there's times where I look out and I go, we have so many issues that it at times feels impossible. But I'm right now, I have faith that change comes over time, and it's not going to happen right away, but we have to start somewhere. And right now, it sure seems like Donald Trump has been listening and planning for the last 4 years on what to do in these next 4 years, because 4 years is going to go by really fast when all of this rot has been accumulating for decades and decades on end. And it is going to be one tough task to get this all done. But if anybody's up to it, it sure seems like Donald Trump was put in place, had the full armor of God to avoid the several assassination attempts that were, I mean, one clipped his ear. It was so close. So, but he was able to sidestep that and move forward still. So there's definitely a reason that he's still here and he's fighting for the American people. And I'm all here for it, man.
All right, let's take this a little bit of lighter note. I know we talked about J6 and all that stuff. Do you have X open?
Yeah. Yes.
Bring up that quote post about that guy that admitted he employs illegals.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
This is one of the most insane posts I've ever seen from somebody. Hold on. I got to find it. But this is going to be a lot of fun, you guys, because this guy is getting roasted in the comments. And not only that, he's already been reported to ICE as well. So people like they're going.
Dude, I might make this a
people aren't going easy on him.
Yeah, I might make it a point once a day to kind of scroll through X, like go in the search bar and seeing if people like are actively saying they employ illegals and just start reporting them to ICE.
So I can't believe this guy said it. This is what I quoted. He said he was talking to Real Petey, which shout out to Pete. He's a good guy. He's one of our mutual friends. But he was replying to him and he said, let's not. My construction business is ran by illegals. If you think Americans are lining up in front of Lowe's at 7 a.m. at 18 degrees, most have been paying taxes for 10 plus years. Let's not start the nonsense. And I was like, oof, my brother in Christ, did you just openly admit to the internet that your construction business runs off of illegal labor? Bro.
Yeah.
No.
Dude.
Why?
I think it's hilarious.
Especially
I'm
with, bro.
So he didn't even delete the comment, but I screenshotted that shit. I made sure.
Oh, so did I. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Because the internet's forever, dude. Oh, all the comments. They got him.
Yeah. What an absolute face plant. And then this is where he was actually reported, and a lot of people were hopping on that, report illegal aliens. And not only that, okay, like I understand why some people would want to say that, Americans are lazy or whatever, but if you honestly believe that there's no Americans wanting to work and all you can do is just hire illegals, bullshit. No. Maybe don't look at Lowe's at 7 a.m. for future employees. If you're looking at Lowe's or Home Depot at 7 a.m. in supposedly 18-degree weather, you're only looking for illegals. So it looks like you're the problem, wanting to source out illegal, cheap labor to use as basic as a new age kind of slavery, so you can get away with paying low wages. Yeah. It sounds like this guy's the fucking problem and not the Americans looking for jobs.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. And I made a post today and I promoted this because with all of these illegals that are going out, yes, it is skilled labor that is going out, but this opens a fantastic door for the construction and the trades industry. We need to start promoting trade schools instead of these woke colleges. Why would you want to send your kids to go get a fucking sociology degree or a gender studies degree? That's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Go to trade school for 2 years, become an electrician, a plumber, HVAC tech, carpenter, something like that. These people are making major dollars. I know some HVAC salespeople that are making close to $500,000 a year. Just going out to somebody's house, hey, yes, you need a new unit. Here are your options. Boom. It's crazy. So, dude, okay, so I do have a college degree, so I've been there and I know what it's like to be in college. Oh, I'm Hispanic, maybe. I don't know. But
wow, that's a terrible dad joke.
Whatever. Anyways, so my favorite college course ever was world history, and it was in the liberal arts building, right? So this guy, he walks up, kind of a stern face. He's like, "I'm a conservative, and you can walk out or you can get over it." I was like, "All right, taking notes, professor." The only professor that's ever straight up was like, "I am conservative. You don't like it, get the fuck out." I was absolutely impressed,
Based.
dude. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
But yeah, dude,
Wow.
get a
Well,
drink.
I'll tell you what. History started July 4th, 1776. Everything before that was a mistake.
True. We did just have our second revolution, in my opinion.
It sure feels like it.
Right? Just
I'm
the
hoping
energy
so.
is different. Like it's so different than like last year, like before November. Like I would go out in public and I would see people, and it was just kind of like whatever. I just feel there's like an energy shift where people are more hopeful and cheerful, and I don't. It just feels different. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a retard or something, but it just feels that way to me.
All right, Steve. I'm gonna shift gears on you a little bit here because
course you
I
are.
got a guy who had made a post. He said, "Men really don't want OnlyFans porn or alcohol. They want a pretty woman to love them like this." And you can see in this picture, JD Vance's wife is looking at him
Okay.
like he is her world, and that's how
Right.
your wife should look at you.
Yes.
The guy, he made a good point. And of course, we have Nick Fuentes down here,
What?
who said lol, because he's one of those guys who just decides that if you're not a hot man, then you aren't deserving of anything. So I'm trying to currently dunk on Nick Fuentes just because I believe that a lot of what he says is really stupid and he might be a fed boy anyway. So I just go up and poke the bear every once in a while. But
course.
I basically just said that Americans make American babies. Race mixing is normal. My mostly white kids are just more immune to sunburns. Life is about more than melanin, folks. Find you a woman who loves you like this. And of course,
Right.
this was during Christmas when my wife was when my wife and I were posing for pictures. It was a lot of fun. But
That's cool.
if you guys want to share that, it's on my page right here. That way I can kind of just poke the bear, see what happens.
I really
see if-
dislike Nick Fuentes, dude. I really do. He's a doomer, a black pillar. He's probably some kind of sucker, if you know what I mean. I don't like him.
Didn't he
really
get sucked off by destiny?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive. I don't know. I was absent from X that day, and apparently that video was going around. And I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but I heard rumors about it. But I honestly, like, if you're gay, that's I don't have an issue with you per
Right.
se, but don't pretend to be this authority figure on relationship advice or what people should do if you are gay or like secretly gay behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're not going to reproduce, then nobody's going to really give a shit about your opinion.
Correct.
Unless you have like some biological issue that prevented you from actually having children.
It's different.
But
Absolutely.
if you're willingly choosing to not have children, and then also criticize people who are, especially because of the melanin of their skin not matching, maybe your opinion isn't worth a damn.
Yeah. Nobody gives a shit, bro. Just stop.
Yeah, I got a lot of people that they say. I got a lot of people that follow me, and some people that I follow that say, it's okay to be white. Which, believe it or not, it is. It's okay to be white, you guys.
I love being white, dude.
I'll tell you what. One of the easiest sells in the world is to promote whiteness right now, because there's been an anti-white sentiment for the past couple of decades. And it's no wonder why so many people are now coming out and saying, have white babies. It's okay to be white. It's like, no shit. What did you guys expect? What did you expect when you said whiteness is a disease and whiteness is evil?
Correct.
And if you're born white, then you are guilty of slavery, of which every single race on earth has done. But for some reason, white people should feel guilty about it because the Europeans came over, kicked the natives' ass, built a beautiful country that actually enshrined rights to the people and not the government. They said
Right.
your rights are granted by God, and it is the duty of the government constructed by man to recognize those rights. We've forgotten about a lot of that, and we've allowed the
we
government
have.
to become its own entity. But guess what? It is not white people's fault, or uniquely white people that had slaves. It was not white people
Yeah.
that brought over slavery to the Americas. No, before it was America and the natives were here, guess what? They had slavery, they had genocide, they had all of the things that all humans have done for all time.
Exactly,
and
dude.
that changed when America was formed. The founding fathers planted a seed that it changed the course of history forever. And now I walk out as a brown man, as an equal amongst my peers.
Yep.
And people like Nick Fuentes are taking us backwards by saying that, you know, somebody like me is not an equal, and that we shouldn't see each other as equals. Well, you know what? I take issue with that. I take great issue with
Agreed.
that. So I think that Nick Fuentes is a clown. I think that he, of course,
Absolutely.
like most people, has good opinions on some things, but for the most part, what he promotes is a lot of hatred. It's a lot of ignorant, race-baity bullshit. It is
Yeah.
a mirror reflection of the communist, Marxist tactics that we've been
Yes.
seeing in this country for the past 30, 40 years. It is just a mirror reflection of it, except for it's for
Yes.
white people. And of course it's the easy sell now. So he makes a lot of money off of this, but you know what? In all reality, fuck that guy. And my narrative is going to win out. I know that for a fact.
Oh, yeah, for
Our
sure.
narrative, the Cowboys and Indians narrative, that'll win out in the end.
Yeah, dude. He is like the Harry Sisson of white supremacy. Rage bait, clickbait, just you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's probably not a euphemism because they're probably both homosexual. And I don't care about the gay people. But dude,
I care a little bit, but just a
no,
little bit.
no, I don't care if you're gay is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
I'll be like, oh, he's a fucking homophobe. Call me a homophobe. I've been called a fucking Russian asset, been called a transphobe, been called a
Yeah.
white supremacist, honky, fucking cracker. I don't give a shit. I go to sleep well at night because I know who I am. And you know what? It is what it is. I don't care. I love being white. I love being heterosexual. I love having children. Love being married. I don't care. I am who I am. So if you don't like me, bye. I don't care.
I got a joke.
Hey, Maurice, I don't like you because you're half white. I'm just kidding.
You only put up with me 'cause
Yeah,
of my white side.
put up
You got to
with
say it
you.
right. You got to say white.
What?
That's how I spell it out on Twitter, and I'm glad so many people are I'm glad so many people are finally getting it. You know, because I used to get a lot of questions about that. They're like, "Why do you spell it that way?" And I'm like, "Because it's white. It's not white. It's white. The white man." You gotta say it like that when you read it in your head too.
Gotta say it
And
with your
that's what I'm
chest.
trying to get. The white man. Did the white man bring over slavery? Hell no.
Right? Yeah,
Mm.
that's the convenient part that everybody leaves out. But you know, interesting.
Yeah.
But anyways, man, what else is going on in the news? I think there's a new patch of wildfire that started up in California, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I saw something
there's
about that.
actually some interesting development on
Oh, DEWs?
this. Check this out. So this guy is Human David Hamadi. I'm not even gonna try to read his name.
Okay.
But he put out some evidence. I did retweet this earlier.
Mhm.
And he's talking about that this is the smoking gun because in this letter, California Governor Gavin Newsom admits that he vetoed the California fireproofing bill, not because we don't need it, but because it would ruin his plan to force people into cities. He actually says this in the letter.
Ooh.
Fails to account for consequences that could increase sprawl and places significant cost burdens on the state. New state laws and policies are already directing housing to communities near transit, jobs, and urban centers. Basically, this states that they want to force people into something like a 15-minute city. Now, it doesn't specifically say 15-minute city, but that's been the goal of the globalists, is to constrict the living requirements for people into these spaces and make them reliant on government transportation, make them reliant on government jobs. And
Yes, sir.
you can see the consequences of their actions for neglecting their duty to be reasonably responsible for
Yes.
their cleanup of the brush, for their getting water to the city. I mean, all of this is what should be their responsibility, but they neglected it on purpose because they had
Oh,
a
yeah.
separate agenda. And now California and LA, they are feeling the consequences of the neglect from their DEI incentivized governors, from their World Economic Forum governors that have wanted these 15-minute cities. They want to put you in a chicken coop, basically. They want to keep you within those 15 minutes. They want you to rely solely on them. They want you to own nothing and be happy. They'll never even get that because Mother Nature has different plans. And if you don't prepare for Mother Nature, it turns out she can kick some ass. And all of these fires could have been not prevented entirely, but they could have been mitigated to the point where maybe they weren't as devastating as they were.
So yeah, dude, exactly. This has been the point this whole time. And Trump is supposed to go to LA, I believe, next week, in North Carolina as well. But I see this all the time with like people that bring up 15-minute cities, and there are people that say, well, why isn't this a bad thing? Everything would be so close to me. I don't have to travel or go anywhere far because everything's so convenient. That's the point. That's what they're trying to keep you locked down. I don't like, to me, like, I'm going to grow my own food. And if I have to go to the grocery store, I'm so like anti-globalist that I'm going to drive an hour and a half to go to the grocery store just because I can, and I will. But
I'm going to drive my 1987 4Runner with a 350 small block and 40-inch tires down to get some groceries, and I'm going to be flooring it the whole way there because I don't believe in your stupid global warming bullshit, and I like having my own shit. I like having my own stuff. My customized truck that doesn't have your tracking bullshit in it, that has manual brakes, manual steering, and the only thing electronic on it is the freaking starter. I don't even have a radio in that thing. So, yeah, the headlights or the lights on the truck and the starter, that's the only thing controlled by electronics. And I guess the fan, the radiator fan. But other than that, it is all mechanical. It is all ran by oil. All the parts can be found. They're like, I can't stress enough to people. Like, I wish more people would customize old vehicles and just drive them, because in all reality, all of these chips, like I have one of my family members just bought this brand new 2024 or 2025, I'm not sure which, like dually Chevy. And I was like, bleh, like what, dude, that's like $100 and something $1,000. You know what I could build? You know what I could build for $100,000? It would be beautiful. It would be the most immaculate. Like, I would have a trailer to tow my 4-wheeler with. I'd have one of the best trucks. It'd probably like a 1997 Ford 7.3 liter diesel, but it'd be fully rebuilt, crew cab, long bed, and I mean, you can get all that for under $100,000. And so I'd have this big, beautiful truck that gets great fuel mileage, that runs off diesel, and it probably gets the same fuel mileage as that dually does, but I'd be able to do all of that for well under $100,000. And not only that, I wouldn't have all the regulation chips in it and all of these sensors and all this bullshit that is so finicky that it costs more just to maintain the damn sensors in the truck than it does to maintain a motor. All these new vehicles I don't like. I hate all of them. They're all stupid, in my opinion.
Well, it just takes one EMP and it knocks them all down, except your truck, right? I think your truck would be good. I think your truck is still right. If you have,
I still have to do a couple things to it to make it EMP proof, but it would fry the battery. It could fry the starter of it, but
I'm
going to work on it. I'll get that eventually. It's on the list, It's on the list.
You always got that
things
list.
to do.
Like, I got so much. Like, I want chickens, and like I want to have my own garden. I just got a lot of my backyard. I got a bunch of trees I need to take down and kind of clear out, and start making my little compound. That's what I want. But anyways.
What else is
going on, man? I'm trying to think. some other things. There, dude, the news cycle's been so fast lately. It's like extremely hard to keep up. I am enjoying the liberal meltdowns right now on X. It's been so glorious. Oh,
I mean,
big thing.
there's been a lot. What's up?
As of 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, there are no more DEI offices in the American federal government. They are gone. DEI is dead.
Good. I mean, that's one of the best. That's one of the best things that we can do, because we have to put it out front and center that DEI is it's not popular. Like, that was the mandate. That was one of the mandates about getting Trump in office, is that this bullshit DEI needs to end. It is anti-American to its very core, and it's especially
it's racist, dude. Let's fucking stop sugarcoating the shit. Taking diversity away from white people, taking equality away from white people, and whatever the other fucking I is. I don't even care. It was
not only that, dude. They're handicapping all the brown people, because they're basically it's the bigotry of low expectations. It's like, you don't have to do as much, you don't have to be as qualified. So they're not only handicapping the brown people, but every company that hires in the style of DEI, they handicap themselves, because they're not hiring qualified people that actually want to be there. They're hiring entitled pieces of shit that expect special treatment because they have more melanin in their skin. I can't believe that this mentality is so popular. I can't believe that people still ride this bullshit gravy train that has been so profitable for I mean, maybe that's maybe I'm giving you the reason right there. It was profitable for a long time. These DEI offices were making a shit ton of money. They were taking all of our taxes. It was insane. So I'm so glad that's done. It's out. Fire them all.
So do you know that the American military is like the proving grounds for like social programs throughout the United States? Did you know that?
I'm sorry, I was reading this. Go ahead.
Because I'm not important enough.
I'm sorry.
I'm using my white privilege card right now, sir. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm speaking.
All right. I'm locked in.
So
tuned in.
The military over the last 80 years they are proving grounds for these social experiments and social programs. It started with integration during the 50s and all of that. That's what they integrated African Americans into the military, as a social experiment. Then the Civil Rights Act passed. Second was the creation of the Veterans Affairs, socialized medicine. So you kind of tell what they're trying to do. Healthcare is a right and not a privilege type shit. So they're leaning on to the VA to pass these social health care programs. And I tell you from experience, the VA sucks. They are pushing pills down veterans' throats. They're not giving proper health care. They're transferring health care over to illegals, under the Biden regime, and pushing veterans back because it's government funded, so they can do things like this, and they can't get any flack or pushback on it. And then whenever I was in the military, it wasn't called DEI. It was called affirmative action. And affirmative action essentially was they're trying to promote minorities, essentially based on race. I got passed up on promotion boards so many times because Hispanic person, or
because you're a white man.
That's pretty much, But I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? I went to Afghanistan for a year. I was I was stationed in Germany for 2 months, and then I deployed to Iraq for a year. I had to have a brigadier general sign off to state that I could go deploy overseas. It's pretty uncommon. Usually you have to have what's called, I forgot what it's called, where you have to reset, remobilize. I can't remember. It's been so long, but 6 months in a non-combat zone to be eligible to be redeployed again. But anyway, so I deployed again, and I was passed on promotions because I didn't go to the Warrior Leaders course. That's what they were saying. That's when you're supposed to be an E4. I was trying to get promoted to staff sergeant, but they were telling me, oh, no, we can't promote you. You didn't get Warrior Leader course and all this crap. And you know what? I was about to, at the end of my Iraqi deployment, it was about 2 months away before we were about to go back to Germany, and I was going to ETS or get my honorable discharge. Then all of a sudden they were like, hey, I'm gonna say Sergeant Steve. They were like, hey, why aren't you re-enlisting? Look, hey, check this out. We'll field promote you to staff sergeant right now, and you have to go to warrior leader course within 6 months of you getting back to Germany. And you know what I told him? Pound sand, baby doll. I'm out of here.
Good. And I mean, that was just like the beginning of the issues that were really,
Yep.
nobody felt the serious consequences. Nobody knew that it was going to spread to like Coca-Cola telling their employees how whiteness is evil and be less white. You know, I mean, all of these things that nobody really, excuse me, not nobody expected, because it was the communists and Marxists' plan from the beginning to kind of make this part of their creed. But like, I grew up in, I will continue to say this, that I grew up in a post and pre-racist America, because I mean, I remember before DEI became a thing. I remember let's see, I remember playing games like Halo, right? And Avery Johnson, one of the main commanders in the game, you know, in Halo 2, he was like an iconic member of the iconic part of the game, and that was before you know, we were told that a black or tranny needs to be in every part of every single game. It was just like he was an equal. He was part of the team, and he was the one helping Master Chief, and it felt natural back then. And then it got to the point where like all this wokeness and this DEI was it got overly infected, and it became an emphasis point of like, well, that now there's a black people here, and you have to respect this guy more because he has black skin. So it like there's the inherent guilt that they've been trying to put on white people. And I mean, that created the Nick Fuentes types. That it creates this resistance, which is understandable. It's just unfortunate that it's a mere reflection of the communist movement, because I want an America First movement that puts Americans first, that doesn't put white people first. I want Americans to be first. And that means that if you are a patriotic American, then you're an equal to me, then you're a brother to me. And I'm not going to judge you if you're white or if you're black or if you're yellow skinned, whatever you are. I don't really give a shit. If you're a patriotic American, I've known many, many patriotic Americans that are of a different ethnic background, and they can do great things. It has nothing to do with skin color.
Oh, not at all.
It's crazy.
And dude, like,
all to do with culture.
They've been like degrading like American nationalism for so long. It's crazy. Like the last time I saw America like fully like, oh, we're gonna kick you in the ball sack, you know, blasting Toby Keith, popping fireworks in the city, you know, eating fucking Popeyes chicken, just being ultra American, right? Was after 9/11. And that is the America that I love, dude. Everybody they were together, one purpose, like we're gonna kick some fucking terrorist ass. And then we're, you know, I don't know. The only reason,
so like, I understand what you mean as far as like culturally, as far as like wanting to be America first. The only reason that I kind of, as of late, like I've said that same thing for quite a while, but I've been thinking as of late, like that mentality is also dangerous just because that's when our government passed the Patriot Act. They had nefarious plans and they took advantage of the people being distracted by promoting that kind of surface level patriotism. I want the patriotism where people get involved and they tell the government to fuck off when they overstep their grounds, when they overstep and say, you're not allowed to have a gun, or we're allowed to spy on you because of all these terrorists. No. How about the government says, arm up and get yourself ready, because there are terrorists in this country. There are people that want to end this lifestyle. So the responsibility is on you. I want a government that said we're going to do everything in our power to stop these terrorists. But at the end of the day, it falls on your shoulders. The police can't always be there. So carry a damn gun, protect your family. And you know what? The government should, like, the best boss you can have is one that has your back. Is when you get into an argument with somebody like, you know, if you work in customer service
Mhm.
and the customer is just being a complete dick, they try and steal something, you know,
Yeah.
basically some confrontation happens and you tell your boss, hey, this is what happened. This is why I stood my ground. It is best when the boss comes out and says, you know what, customer, go fuck yourself. Go pound sand. We don't need you in this joint. We
Yeah, we
need
don't
our
fucking need
government
you.
to act like that, to have our backs, not to go after Daniel Penny for standing up for everybody on the train against a freaking lunatic because he's a black man and the government comes hard after Daniel Penny. We don't need that shit anymore. No, we need the government to
agree.
have our back to strengthen the Americans, not try and control every bit of our lives in every single way. We want more freedom. We want more liberty. That's the kind of America that I want to see. That's the kind of Americans that I want to surround myself with.
Yeah, dude, I absolutely agree. Like, I guess essentially what I was saying, you know, that after 9/11, there was this huge surge of American patriotism and there was American flags all over the place. And yes, the government really ramrodded and they took advantage of the American people. But in all fairness, the internet wasn't really popular back then. Nowadays, they can't get away with this shit. So at this point, I think it can come back. I think the true American spirit can come back. There just needs to be a lot of work, and that we need to rid this country of so many cancers, like the DEIs, the mental health crisis with transgenders, the George Soroses and companies that are trying to propagandize communism throughout this country. There's so many things we got to get rid of first.
Yeah, and we have to do it with like. I see this meme going around every once in a while, and I freaking love it. Tolerance is not a Christian virtue. Tolerance of evil is not a Christian virtue, and that's one thing that we really have to remember, because I was taught all my life from people who are like surface level Christians that, you know, oh, turn the other cheek, this and that. Oh, we have to accept everything. It's like, no, we shouldn't have to accept evil, because what has happened with all the tolerance is we've allowed our government to run their own in behind the scenes bullshit, to spy on us, to target us, to set up events like January 6th, to infiltrate our schools and groom our children, pass laws that allow our children to get castrated, or be it chemically castrated or surgically castrated before they're even 18 years old. We've allowed all of this shit in the name of tolerance and compassion. Fuck that. We are allowing innocent people to get harmed. Lake and Riley should not have been murdered because of our compassionate for our open borders. No, fuck that. It's time to close the border. It's time to kick these sons of bitches out of our country. It's time to kick these sons of bitches out of our government. The time for tolerance is over. I'm done tolerating evil. I'm done negotiating with evil. We need to expose them, to shine a light on all their evil doings, and then bring the hammer of justice down on them. That's what we need from our American patriots.
Dude, spot on. I'm going to clip that segment because that was fucking awesome.
Dude, I'm so tired.
Dude,
I'm tired of
me
it.
too,
And
man.
you know what? Like, I understand what you mean when you say that patriotism that people felt, because you know what? I think it was 2001 or 2002 when Toby Keith came out with that song, the famous song from Toby Keith. What's it called?
I mean, there's numerous Red, White, and Blue, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. Like the
Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue.
Red, White, and Blue.
Yes. That song is what got me into like, hoorah, American, fuck yeah, let's go. You know, it's just like that was one of my favorite songs growing up. That's what got me into country. That's what it's literally the song that made me as patriotic as I am, because I was like, you know what, fuck those guys. It felt like that was the mentality that I thought our government had. Yeah. I thought our government had our backs, and it turns out that they were snakes, and they used that time to undermine the American people. And I don't want that anymore. I want, like, the reason I believe in Trump is because the same people that fucked us over have been going after Trump for the last decade. They've been going hard after him. Yeah. And he now wants retribution on these people, and I want to back that. That's why I believe that we should make America great again. That's why I wear his merch. That's why I believe in Trump, because he is a representative of the disappointment and the anger that the American people have been feeling for decades now. Because all the faith that we had in our government, the faith that we thought that our government had our backs, has been coming to light that it turns out they've been using that cover of patriotism or the cover of compassion to undermine us, to put us in a massive amount of debt and never-ending wars, and all of this bullshit that we, the American people, have now declared to the deep state and declared to the communists, to the Marxists, that their reign of terror is over, and it's time for the American people to take back the narrative. Elon Musk gave us a platform to speak. We are taking back our country, whether you like it or not.
Oh, I love that mentality, bro. Like, and this is not just for Democrats. This is for Republicans too. These anti-American fucksticks, uniparty fucksticks that are in our government. We need to get rid of them. These rhinos or whatever you want to call them, they need to go, because all of they're doing, they're an extension of the Democrat Party, and they are doing their bidding, and they're being these compassionate assholes. And dude, I agree wholeheartedly on this. Like these illegals that we're kicking out, I see some videos of they're sharing it. The CBP One app, and they're crying. I don't give a shit. You shouldn't have never even tried to come to this country. So that's when I say I agree with Tom Homan on this deportation program. And people may not like it, but I don't give a fuck. Man, woman, or child, I don't care. DACA recipients, get the fuck out of my country. You can't speak English, get the fuck out of my country. And if you cannot assimilate to American culture, get the fuck out of my country. This is America, damn it. And if you don't want to abide, if you don't want to be a respectful, tax-paying American that's full of patriotism, and you will do anything to back the United States Constitution, get the fuck out.
Easy on the taxes there, bud, till they fix their shit.
Well, yeah, Doge and all that, but you know what I meant by that.
I do. Okay. I didn't know if I was going to bring this up or not, but I had a dream, like a really, really vivid dream last night. And I've been thinking about it all day because it felt incredibly symbolic. Right. And I know this is going to sound, kind of weird, but
that's fine.
But, so I had a dream last night that I was with my son and my wife. Like we were in our regular house, but it was a different kind of neighborhood. And for some reason, I was a demon hunter, and I was teaching my son, like, the ways. Okay. And my dogs were helpful in tracking them down and finding them. Nice. And there was this one specific demon that would hide in the corners of the house, in like the corner of your vision, right? So you knew it was there, and it had a really creepy smile. It wouldn't smile at me, but it would smile at my son.
Holy shit.
So it basically told me that like the target of this demon was my son, because it would try its best not to acknowledge me, and it would like look away when I looked at it.
Correct.
But it wasn't like a winged demon, right? It was like a long lanky person with hair like down, like oily hair, like, and
very
gross. Anytime it would look at my son, it would have that demonic smile.
Yeah.
And the way I ended up getting rid of this demon is I found its book, and then I actually took it to sunlight and opened it. And just by flipping through the pages, it destroyed the demon. And I've been thinking about that dream all night, because I was like, you know what? Maybe like just the way that I process information is like the demons that I'm facing. Maybe it's going to be my job to expose them to sunlight, to expose these demons and their evil deeds.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's how the demon was destroyed. It was strictly by sunlight, not sunlight on itself, but on its book, whatever the book was.
Yeah.
I knew that it was attached to it, but that was like the heart and soul of the demon. And once sunlight hit it, that's when it got destroyed. And so it's been on my mind all day, dude.
Dude, did you know, like, a lot of these filmmakers and people that create music, they actually get all this stuff. Well, music more, they do like illicit drugs, but like for movies, they will actually have vivid dreams like you're just talking about and create an entire movie. So that entire synopsis, or that, because you probably remember maybe 2 minutes of it, but you can really expound on a really positive message on fatherhood and raising your children. And there are demons that are infiltrating children on a daily basis right now, and we have to have strong men there to be able to back their sons or their children, and to be able to show them the light and to expose, because there can't be darkness without light. And if you bring that light to the darkness, you can expose everything. And dude, I think that's brilliant. That's such incredible. I've never heard of a dream that like so symbolic of what this country is going through right now. That's impactful, man, and it could be like a motivator for you as a father to actually want to be able to raise your children right, and show them like here's the darkness, but here is also the light.
And here's like be able to recognize that there are people or demons targeting him specifically, that they're
Correct.
targeting children.
Yeah.
I think that was probably like that. It was like I woke up so I had this dream like really early on for some reason. Like I fell asleep on the couch, and this woke me up at 11:30 last night. And
Yeah.
I was just I'd like woke up. I was like, should I tweet about this, or like, I need to write this down and figure out exactly, because it felt like it felt more than just like an everyday dream, because there were so many messages in it that has
That's
just
cool.
been running through my head all day. And I remember the look on my son's face when we were trying to catch this demon, and like how nervous he was, and
Right.
how I was able to utilize like my two dogs in like kind of cornering the demon, figuring out where it was, and showing, like, pulling my son along, like, I know that the demon's after you, but I'm here, like, don't worry, I'm going to show you
Yeah.
how to defeat this. And then being able to find that book. And I think the sunlight thing, man, like that didn't click until morning, of like,
Yeah.
holy shit, like the way I destroyed the demon was by shining a light on it. And yeah, I'm in Washington State, which they
Yeah.
are targeting kids here. And
Mhm.
the way that they're targeting kids is so evil that it is definitely demonic. There's no way around it. And the laws that they want to
Yes.
pass to enshrine this
Oh
gender
God, so
ideology
disgusting,
into
bro.
our law, into the way
Yeah.
that they teach our children at school, is evil. It's not enough for me just to homeschool my kids, because if I
Mhm.
just homeschool my kids, I'm hiding from the problem. And then I'm allowing all of these other kids to be exposed to this demonic element of
Yeah.
our society that is entrapping and confusing kids, and wanting them to be mutilated and sterilized
Yeah.
and confused growing
Mhm.
up. Like, that shit needs to end. So I mean, I'm gonna be processing this dream for a little while, but
Yeah.
I really do, I kind of feel like that was a message, and that I should talk about it because of the symbolic nature of that dream, and
Yeah. That
how
was cool,
vivid
man.
it was. It was a very, very vivid dream.
Yeah. Vivid dreams are so crazy because it's like it's like you have physiological reactions to it too. Like you will wake up in that mood of that certain situation that you're in, right? So if you're like in a panic mode or like adrenaline pumping, you will wake up and you will actually feel that when you wake up. So man, that absolutely crazy. Um, and I mean, I homeschool my son, but I also do think, I do agree with your sentiment on wanting your children to go to public school, because if so many parents pull their children out of public schools, then who's going to defend the other children? Who
There's
who
no
are going to be
force
the
against
parents?
it.
Who's going to be the parents that are able to speak up and speak out, or whatever you want to call it? So, but I mean, I think me and you are more versed on what's happening in our public schools, and it is like it's taxpayer funded, so you should know about it. You're paying taxes right
Yes.
now, for the school districts or the school taxes, so you should know where your money is going and what is actually going on. But yeah, man. Um, so hey, just so you know, I live streamed from my phone to TikTok. It was gone in 10 minutes for misinformation because we were talking about J6.
Oh no.
Yeah, and there,
Oh
I don't know.
geez.
I don't know if I got banned or whatever. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I just wanted to kind of test the waters, and woof, woof,
That was quick.
10 minutes, bro. But whatever.
Hey, that's longer than I've ever streamed on TikTok. I think I have a TikTok account.
Mhm.
I just don't use it. I,
Math. Don't let your kids be Harry Sisson, dude. It's
yeah,
it's
no,
true, man.
it's, I mean, there's a certain way that you can arm your children with facts, and it's not. My kid has had a rough time in school as far as like behavioral issues, right? They recommended him to be put on like the fucking ADD meds, and I was like, no, like that's too bad. Maybe you guys should be more like authority figures and not
Right.
just give in to everything, because my kid's smart, and he dude, there was this one teacher that gave him, like, she finally brought up an issue to us. She's like, all right, like the method I've been trying hasn't been working.
Yeah.
She showed me her method, and it was like she gave him fucking 10 chances before she would like get him in trouble. And I was like, no shit, it's not working. Like he knows he has 10 chances. So
Yeah.
after, 2, 3, 4, okay, I got 5 more chances. I got 3 more chances. It's like, of course he's going to exploit that shit. But
Oh my God, dude.
like, you don't want your kid to be an obedient little pet. Like I hated school growing up. I had the same exact issues growing up as a kid. And for the most part, I'm like, you know what? They're just going to have to deal with it, because I don't really give a shit about their problems. And as long as he's not like, doing something that's like actually bad, I don't really care. It's too bad, be respectful to your teacher. Like I pulled him aside one day. I was like, dude, like, why don't you just get the teacher on your side? Like at least get him to like you. And then you could probably get away with more shit. Like don't
Like,
become an enemy of the teacher for no reason. Okay? Yeah. Like you're causing me problems because now I got to talk to the teacher. So it's annoying me. Figure it out.
Yeah.
But
oh my word.
But there are ways that you can put up, give your child some reasonable defenses against indoctrination in these particular ways, and
Very, yeah. As long as you bring them up the correct way, I think any child could be shielded from the disgusting communist propaganda that has been infiltrated our schools.
And a lot of the kids that he hangs out with, we're friends with the parents. And so like we go to the, like birthday parties and host birthday parties and events like that. So we're able to talk to the parents and kind of get their worldview, and everybody's able to communicate there without having the force of the teacher's influence just on them.
Yeah,
so I kind of know what the other parents think, and I can also bring up to them, what they're teaching in schools and various things like that. I can't give away too much, obviously.
No, I know. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of there. You just have to be an involved parent and know what's going on, and not let your kid have unfettered access to the internet. That's probably the most important one. Don't allow your kid to have unfettered access to the internet. Hide away in their room for hours on end, scrolling through TikTok or YouTube Shorts, because those are going to take them down a bad road. It's inevitable. It's all algorithmically programmed to take them down. It's like a grooming technique from China. China.
Yeah, dude, you hear Trump China is like one of the best I've heard. maybe not. Okay, Captain America, or is it Captain America? Or fuck, what's that guy's name? Deplorable. Who's that guy, man? Sean Farish.
Oh yeah. Oh man, he's great.
His Trump is the best I've ever heard. But anyways, yeah.
Maybe we could have him on soon. It'd be fun to talk to him again.
Yeah, because we could do the whole interview in Trump's voice. Like, we got Donald Trump on here.
He does a really, really good impression. I'll reach out to him again because
okay.
I mean, I used to talk to him more, but it'd be. I just knocked something over. It'd be fun to have him on.
Yeah, my mic's
you guys, we are running so late. I'm glad we had this discussion though. It was a lot of fun. Yep. But we both have our fatherly duties to get back to, wife and kids. I got to read a book to my kid and lay him down and try and spend a little bit more time with him. But Steve, it was great having you on. You guys go check out the book from Robert Morse. I'll have the link on my Twitter page as the first comment. Maybe I'll get to the YouTube and Rumble one later, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's been a lot of fun. Eddie, thanks for coming on. If you're still watching behind the scenes, I really appreciate you guys. If you can, please share this podcast. Tune in every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sure. And we'll be back at it again next week. So,
yep.
You got anything to say, Steve, before we get out of here?
Man, it's day 3 of Trump's presidency, and things are looking great. I'll just say that. Just need to keep on keeping on and just wait for those confirmations, but it's going to be great. Have faith.
Have faith, guys, and study up on constitutional, know your rights, and become the patriot that we need you to be, that your kids need you to be, that your wife needs you to be, that your husband needs you to be. We are relying on each other to be the tribe of patriots that takes this country back in hopefully a very peaceful way. But yeah, take care, you guys. God bless. We'll see you next Monday. Or follow us on Twitter. Steve and I are active on there every single day. I see that most of you guys are commenting from X, but share it on every platform you can. We really appreciate it. God bless you guys. God bless America. Have a good night.
Peace.
Dusty plains and broken dreams, cowboys and Indians on the same team. We got no masters, only our creed to break the chains and set us free. Riders on the prairie, wild and free, bows and arrows, cold 45's decree. No more tyranny, no more lies, under open skies we rise. Fight, fight, fight till we reclaim the night. Cowboys and Indians in the blazing light. Fight, fight, fight till the dawn is near. We'll never live in fear.